How you doing, YouTube? Matt Massive Beer Reviews back with a little bit of beer mail unboxing. This beer mail unboxing comes from none other than Steven. Steven, you all know and love Steven. He is one of the beer maniacs that sends off beer mails, like shock and awe level beer mail to me, and now a lot of the other beer tubing guys. So I'm gonna read this because this is very, very, very apropos, I guess you say. He says, taste is almost completely back. So Steven ended up with COVID. He lost his smell and taste. So as a avid beer drinker and someone that loves beer as much as Steven does, it's kind of a bummer. So he's been off the beer. He hasn't really drinking beer, but he said his taste is back. So he got his first shot last week. He's on the mend. So he was inspired to try a few new ones and sends them off as well. And he sends off some new brewery beers here. Not from where he lives, but oddly enough, a brewery down in Lancaster. Yes, it's Lancaster. If you say Lancaster down in Lancaster, the Amish folks will fight you. Because one of his buddies opened a brewery down there, which is actually super good news to hear, because if there's ever been an area devoid of beer that people go to quite often, it's Lancaster. Like, there's nothing. There's never been anything down there beer wise. And, I've traveled there quite a bit for work for times. I've, my wife and her family actually go to Lancaster to go to a bunch of Amish farmers markets to buy spices in bulk and all those kind of things. And, so we'll see what's what. Yeah, Steven made it for the grand opening. You know what? The best part is that this is quite a bit later than I usually do. So that's probably one of the reasons why you made it, because most of my unboxings are like 7 o'clock. We're almost, we're 10 o'clock now. So we're late nighting it. When you have a kid, your timing is dictated by the child, not by you. So I've done my duties. I get to do a quick unboxing, and we'll go from there. So I'm excited to dive into this, brother. Super pumped. As you can see, it's a gigantic box of toner. Because that's what's. Where did I put my scissors? I have lost my scissors. Ooh. I found scissors, not my usual ones. Look at these old school jammers. That's how you know you're old, when you find these old, like, black handled jams. These are the ones that we used to use in, like, elementary school when I was a kid, but they don't let you mess with these anymore. So, yeah. Look at that. Anyway, so we'll see what's what. Gigantic box as usual. I gotta take a sip of beer before I do this. Nostrovia. Let's just move this. Oh, this is a wide berth on that one. We'll see if we can get this sucker open and get stuff out of here. Try not to break everything. That's what I usually do with everything. Okay, settle in. Calm down, box. Packaging. I appreciate the packaging. Oop, I think we got something broken here, brother. So that happened. Thank you for lining this with a plastic bag. There is fluid. There's leakage in here. So we'll see what ended up breaking. Hopefully it's not this, whatever this bottle is, because bottles deserve not to be broken. Ooh. So this is Area 2. It's Roads Brewing. It's their kind of funky sour program. This is their Goose Lambic style blended barrel aged sour, coming at 7% alcohol by volume. It says here, our one of a kind Goose is a traditional inspired blend of 1, 2, and 3-year-old Lambic style ales. This Goose delivers a sour ale with notes of oak and farmhouse funk, contributed to the mature lambic and lively acidity of the younger. Our Goose is bottle conditioned for a dry, sparkling experience, 3 years in the making. Bottle number 64, limited edition. I love Two Roads. I do. I interviewed, I always forget his goddamn name. He's the king of Saison. He's the guy who runs pretty much Two Roads. them opening this kind of funky, sour, whatever you want to call it, kind of wild experimentation portion to their brewery was the no-brainer of history. And I am super excited to give this a whirl, get a nice little kind of golden foil top to it. They're throwing out goose, they're throwing out lambic. They're kind of breaking a lot of rules that a lot of traditional brewers do not want to do. But Phil Markowski, that's the name I'm thinking of. If he wants to do it, he gets to do it. So anyway, let's see. And we have a bottle of another Area 2 beer. This is their Table Terroir. This is a honey ale brewed with 100% Connecticut grown ingredients. 3.7. See, Steven knows what he's dealing with here. He says, no peanuts, you're welcome. Then follows up like, that's what you get for the lack of peanuts breakage. So yeah, are you trying to play no peanuts? I don't mind peanuts. I like getting trolled with peanuts. Come on. I don't, but anyway, let's see. There's not a ton of leakage in here, so I think maybe a can might have seeped. We'll see what happens when we get deeper in there. This is a really nice, it's basically a 3% table beer. Beautiful label. Burps. 3.7%. What more do you want? Come on now. I love Two Roads. I do. I drink the beers, but I probably don't drink nearly. Now I'm kind of worried about just reaching in and grabbing stuff out of here because I don't want there to be broken glass. But you can see there's leakage. There's brown leakage, but there's not like fluid everywhere. So another Area 2. The bottles, all the bottles are Area 2. So this is their Second Life. It's an American wild sour ale with black raspberry and cherry. It looks like a video game. I mean, it's Second Life. That's what we're going for there. Video game vibes all around. Bottle number 986. It says, level up your sour game. We took this black raspberries from our black raspberry lambic and the Montemorency. I can never say that shit. Sour cherries from our creek and gave them life. Well, a second life that is. So they're talking about taking the mash or the must from the second use portion from those beers. We combine the fruit and the foeder. 2-year-old experimental brew unique to Area 2. Damn. After 8 more months of aging, this wild beer is the ultimate sour experience of black raspberry, sour cherry, and funk. Dude. Steven says, I'm guessing one of the small crowlers. Always my concern when shipping knows. And then Mike McCann's chiming in and saying this is way more exciting than the Mets-Cubs game. At least the Mets-Cubs game probably competitive. The Yankees fucking can't buy a fucking win. I mean, they can win 27 championships. 28's the hardest one you won. Actually, no, I love video games. I don't know. Something about mixing wild fermented mixed culture, lambic style in video games just does not compute in my brain. So anyway, so let's pull this sucker out here because this definitely looks like one of the offenders. No, this is the offender. This one maybe, or this one, because you can see all the brown doo-doo water all over it. That's fine. These crowlers can leak like that. So anyway, get that over there. I probably shouldn't have done that. I'm getting like beer all over my chair and shit. Okay, let's clean these puppies up. So I don't think we lost anything, man. I just think we got a little bit of leakage, which is totally fine. So first things first, let's wipe these suckers off. And we have Cartel Brewing. This is their Breakfast in the Dark. 5.6%. Smells a little smoky. So it's probably like a maple syrup. I'm thinking maybe coffee kind of vibe right there. So 6.5%. We have coconut coffee porter. That is pretty self-explanatory. Nice. These are like, what are these, like 20-ounce crowlers or something like that? I don't see these that often. It's a pretty kind of unique sizing on those, but I think a really nice size for those kind of beers. Let's see. Let's crack into this sucker. See what we got going on this one. This looks like the same one from Cartel. Did you, Steve, did you go down and visit these guys? Or did they send you a bunch of beers off? I'm curious. I don't know if you told me or not. Did you? Yeah, I don't know. Cold pressed sunshine. So I believe we're dealing with another coffee beer here, but It's cold press sunshine. Yeah. We'll see what's what. This one's wet, more from condensation. So, yeah, dude, I don't think we lost anything here. I think it was just those crowlers leaking. So we're off to a good start. Two Roads Unorthodox Russian Imperial Stout. I've had this, I think, years ago. So when we interviewed Phil Markowski for the podcast, technically we interviewed him for the radio show. That's how long ago I interviewed him. It was actually still the radio show. It had to be 5-6 years ago. This might have been one of the beers that they sent us that I did in the show. 9.2% Russian Imperial Stout. Now, I don't remember it. I don't believe I reviewed it. I'll have to go back and look at look at what's what. Okay, so Steven's kind of letting us. Let me grab my mouse. Steven's letting us know what's going on here. He's like the Breakfast in the Dark is milk stout with maple. His parents were in the area and brought them back from me. Aw. I love that stuff. And CPS is Pilsner with lemon and ginger, which I think is an absolutely fantastic combination. But cold press, when I think cold press, I think coffee. Just me. So, let's see how this does. Let's go back over here. I'm going to try something out. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. Let's do that. Okay. Anyway, so I think that's all from that side. There's a lot more to come, people. So, ooh, Cork and Cage. Cork and Cage. Ooh, Cork and Cage. Another Two Roads jammer. This is Two Roads week. Maybe I'll do a Two Roads week. Do the whole week of Two Roads. That would be great. Area 2, this is their Creek Lambic style. I have to do a side-by-side with the goose, right? So it's Creek Lambic style wild ale with cherries. It says here, a metric ton of Michigan-grown Montmorency cherries mesmerize in this lip-smacking creek. Divided up, that equals 4 pounds of cherries in each gallon of this profoundly tart, deep crimson brew. A wild yeast fermentation and aging for 2 years in French oak delivers a subtle funk accompanied by intense notes of sour cherry. Sante. Yeah, whatever. Anyway, so there you go. Look at that shit. I love Two Roads, man. I don't think they get the love they should. Hopefully, with their sour program, they don't get the love they should because they're what's considered one of the more like large production breweries. But they're like the absolute smartest people in the world, and it comes with experience and time and a little bit of future vision. And one of the smartest things they did when they opened up Two Roads. And most of you probably know this, but if you don't know, like a lot of beers that you really do enjoy, not from Two Roads, come from Two Roads. You know, almost all the carton beers that you see that come out of New Jersey, state of New Jersey, all come and are brewed from Two Roads. Same thing with Lawson's. Even our Sip of Sunshine still is brewed, I believe, at Two Roads. They did contract brewing in the right way, because if you want somebody making your beer for you when you're not around, you want it to be Phil Markowski. And what they did was they said, instead of building a brewery and then getting big enough to where we have to expand, and then you have to understand, this is early, this is a while ago, you know, several years ago, they had the vision to go, let's build a brewery that's way too big for anything we could possibly ever need. And just, you know, let other people brew there. And then when we get bigger, we can just be like, okay, we got to get, you know, I don't want to say kick some people out, but they were able to grow into their brewery without actually having to expand their brewery, which I thought was one of the more smartest things they could have possibly done as a brewery. Well, what came with that was a little bit of kind of an idea that they were, I don't know, you know, commercially a little bit, but their beers are excellent. So I'm not going to lie to you. Two Roads, love them. You know, new brewery time, all about the new brewery time. You know, all this is great. This beer, I am super fucking curious about, because this is a counterweight brewing beer. Look at that, counterweight. It's a Doppelbock, though. You know, everything I have had from Counterweight has either been a big old hazy, I'm pretty sure, or I think there might have been a couple stouts kind of floating in there. And almost a large portion of those, I believe, have come from Max and from Steven. But to see them rip off a 8.6% Doppelbock has me so MFing intrigued, I do not know what to tell you. I love Doppelbock. It's like one of my favorite styles. High eights, you know, or 8% is a little high for me when it comes to Doppelbock, but we'll see. More Two Roads. Black raspberry, Sarah Frambois Lambic. It says here, aged for almost 2 years in American. They're really up on our 2 years right now. French oak barrels. This brew is made from over 4 pounds of European black raspberries per gallon, yielding a beautiful ink-like appearance. It strikes the perfect balance of lambic sourness with dark berry flavors. This is an unboxing right here. Just a big old sack of goodness. Holy shit. Not a Two Roads beer. It's New England Brewing Company. They're Weiss Trash Berry. So it's a German-style tart wheat ale with fruit from Nebco. With an just like that fucking label. Oh, man. Those guys are special over there in a good way. I love that label. Okay, we're down to our last sack. Our last sack of goodness. Yeah. Okay. And we are. Oh, no, that's not. So I'm 99% sure until I get into this one that we didn't have a breakage. It had to have been coming from those growlers, which is fine. I didn't really do them all that dirty. Ooh, a little treehouse jammer. Weeknight, double IPA. Double IPA in a 12-ounce can? Say what? Yeah, Weeknight Double IPA is created specifically to carry the potent flavor and profile in a gentle, light-bodied package. So a light-bodied Double IPA. Specific to 12-ounce cans, Weeknight is brewed with all the Pilsner malt and a blend of fruity hops featuring Citron, Nelson, Mosaic, and Hallertau Blanc. It pours a vibrant yellow color in a glass and carries notes of white peach, yellow mango, and orange juice. Fire up the grill and have yourself a Weeknight. There you go. A little bit of Weeknight up in this piece. I am very curious about that. I love me some Treehouse cans. Wow, that's a filthy ass can right there. Generate Voided Stout. So not only do we get a Doppelbock, we get an oatmeal stout. So 2 OG styles. Look at that. I am impressed, Counterweight. Very impressed. Mystery beer that's, I'm not going to look at it. You can see it's wet, and we'll give you guys a peek so you can kind of cheat a little bit. You see a barcode a little bit. I promise you I will not look at that until that dries because I do not want to spoil it. Three Floyds. Is this old? How old is this? Is this new? It's Three Floyds. It's Secret Savage American Sour Ale brewed with watermelon. I assume that's new. Meet the new kid in a wild sour bottled. No, it's brand new. 3/25/21, so it's new. But it's an American sour ale brewed with watermelon. You're like, okay, fair enough. A little watermelon tart jammer. It's fucking 10.4% alcohol by volume. Someone made a 10.4% watermelon sour. You know who does that? People like Three Floyds. That's who does that shit. That's insanity. This is a great little box. This is a fun box. This is a very much not a Steven box, and I don't mean that as a negative thing. But you have a treehouse. That's almost a given, and I always will be happy about that. But I like this is none of this outside of the treehouse and Counterweight is stuff that he's ever sent before, which is super effing cool. He felt inspired. He felt like he wanted to try some new stuff, and that is kind of reflected not just by style, but by also the beers that you sent off, brother. This is a very cool box, man. I am very appreciative of this. I keep freaking out like that's going to fall over. Anyway, back to the stuff that he said. Okay, that's the CPS. It said Porter is called Maiden with coconut and coffee. Cool. It must be this one. Coconut coffee porter. So it's maiden coconut coffee porter. So one of these leaked. One of these leaked. Yeah. Unless something else leaked, but I highly, highly doubt it. Unless the mystery beer leaked, but it doesn't look like it. So yeah, thank you very much, brother. Very, very cool of you. He said, when I saw the ABV, I couldn't wrap my head around that style at that octane and couldn't resist it. So I figured I'd punish you too. Oh my God. Now I know you're just like punished. Now I'm just like, oh my God, it can't be that. I assume you've had it and it's not that good, but I'll reserve my own judgment on that one. But this is an awesome box, dude. Thank you very much. Very cool of you. I kind of want to do side-by-sides on some of these. I think I'll just do the corks. The corks I'll do the side-by-sides on. Do the little Creek versus the raspberry. I don't know why they didn't call it a framboise. We'll see what's what, but I'm excited for all these. I'm telling you what. This one and the Doppelbock and the Stout. I think there's I'm just intrigued by those based off of my previous experience with those guys. He said he hasn't cracked it yet. And he says, just know that you're not into crazy high ABV jams unless they're stouts and barley-wines. That's not true. See, you're misconstruing what I say. I love high ABV beer, but I need to have payment for that high ABV. Like if it's a high ABV beer, I want it when I drink it, I know why this is high ABV. And I'm okay with drinking this because of what I'm getting from the beer. So basically it boils down to a lot of IPAs. A lot of triple IPAs will be 10%, but in my taste and the way they impact my taste and aromatics and the whole nine, they're not much different, sans maybe a sweetness level, than something that was 5.5%, 6%. I don't understand why I would drink that. But if they're really well made, they're super impactful. And I'm like, the only way you can make this beer as impactful as it is from a hops, malt, sweetness, the whole level, everything combined, I'm all for high ABV beers. I just want them to be, I don't know, worthy. But honestly, Three Floyds watermelon, 10.4%, that shit just fucking loud and on that stuff. I don't care what it tastes like. I'm probably gonna like it just because it's gonna taste oddly. My guess is it's gonna be oddly tasty in a really weird way that I get angry at it in a good way, if that makes any sense. So yeah, so there you go. I'm gonna crush some of these this weekend. I am in beer drinking mode. It's been a month and a week. Today is Micah's fifth baby brain, 5th week on the earth. He's starting to get really fussy and not being nearly as cool as he was for the first month of his life, but he's still awesome. And I'm gonna drink some beers, man. Chilling. So we'll see what's what. So there you go. I'm not long for hanging online. I just needed to get this unboxing in tonight because it didn't fit in my fridge. Gotta fucking, I could have made it fit, but I figured I'd do it now so I can get it in a proper beer fridge, let them all chill out. So thank you very much again, Stephen, for the shock and awe. That is beer mails from you. And there you go, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed this little unboxing as much as I did. It'll be fun ripping through these, new breweries, new styles from old breweries, mystery beer, and weirdness. So I think we're covering all our bases here. So thank you very much again, Stephen. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this little unboxing. Hopefully you're enjoying some good beers from some of these breweries right now. Yeah, hope to see you next time. Cheers.